Yamadru, Tabia ba Mr. Nancy malaria no, and I want to meet him in Dimi Casano pay will be at him paso. I want to know malaria na I what you know, a Tabia ba Mr. Capsules in the a Sicilian ya, no dear Pebina free, and no Siciliano, a bay ya mamma in not dear free more, 0243686861. Now what do come on? Now, me can say no, not me do call me Dimafo, and I no pay a doctor time that so, doctor no emre Danny Fada Bunkumo, our bomb watching him, you said a bayer. Emre na odi aso no emfa na ni so time na odi atoso no eso ya na ese ensenchene si ewo ya die mu na obi a stroke na wono so ebi abebu sumi numnie afinie stroke hi aba na muhu dia mo ya busuan mo china ya jimusika mo mfa no ma me dima for doctor de odemra no to so na ekọ sisi eya o ya okuta poma doctor jiegu onya poma ketwa on fam poma ma ensan fan kofie de ni sisi ya na ya omre ana fa wo ho asem fe bebrenie ma wade na awo ma eno so doctor ye ho adwuma o a chese man fa ye to doctor bedin ewo man mu edoso ni nyina ya dura wo wa ode bo adwuma ya de de edoso na mom no utie mi afa ya rekọ ewo abu kwa agogo school Johnson ewo ana doctor edini juma crown so ewo pokuwa se mayera 0244774282 na on a dog adi enkomo and other 3p garlic mixture adupo so awunim garlic adie yemani peduane garlic dem say doctors ne ta kaza udi aduane a ma garlic nkom se de beye ne ebetime yade kra fi wapo say oni peduam ma pomodin asipi eno eka bi entini yade garlic yi ayadro ya twe garlic no ma hoden no ane yade ayadro na high blood pressure ha obi and our sugar level our so doctor said ta complain de bia hospital ya ka kire wa wadro eni obi a ono so stroke no ache no momma no 3p garlic mixture ni bi na afi ono no eno anu adro ebe ya no senchene ache senchene adro ye no ano den be bia to adro o mayimo obenya bi actor ti anu ahye no so 0248928824 now what do come emulate about supplement and I make come for them a kantanka dra what they about research o my ya wo mo de adro ya ba enya research keto akra ni nyina ne sam obi ana pomuden on anti kakra bi anu abre ya na ase na ni so every immune system ni amra na o fasa anu ma yimu sa obi o wa otumri kakwa ne ba no opante utimi se ni huni mututuo ni nyina ya de a enom na kira se immune system no e wo form into na immunity bi na afi no ma eno betumi aboa ya maame no ma ye adwuma e wo gya ho ne awiamu a kyese ne mo nso mo nje mo ho kyese mu nimre kra de bia mo gina awiam ana ye adwuma sa de be kye anie ene se mo sori ahomache wo anu adroi dia ebe mo apomuden aba fom tempo bi na fe num adroi e wo ma obi a ene ono nso na pomuden e wo fom na mom wafa yefunu ana wo makoda no fo akra ne nimfe dumienu a o ma ne bia enye ye oman mu ba bia adroi obenya bia to currency ko se adro ne ye when ye giwe na yakwa mo no ne ena no pay zawa mixture ne G capsules no 2 in 1 em say nam yare ne de emema ne mai obia FBN na gono anwanya bi wanya ene candidiasis anase syphilis ade anebia ba me kanfo zara me sane ni G no FM amayo 2 in 1 2 man no mabom na akio yare ade amao na afi wonya man capsules na emema na muntimi nyahwe no we chidom hene bo wa chidom zara man capsules ebe boa pa obo wa otimi bo adwuma so awo ma ode enum adra bi nkwamo na ye mra ebe mamu aye den na afi awo apie hindi halba mestania malaria dro anafenia eno typhoid ana ni ade bia wo de onim ze how blood pressure ni nyina no hindi no echeso edim ema 0246348334 na on the currency edim komo ene ano pay fancy
wo may I say Supremo yemre na fi yemra me hwe yen question of the day question of the day no I proudly sponsored by Amuzu P Dr. Amuzu Adaroma Amuzu P herbal mixture adroni ni so your banner so your bemana why infected when you gonna be say candidiasis no any syphilis no I say beman so vita bit me through beman mu ba men fere yo because yade de enya wo pe ene baaye nti say infection crowd all your ba which me free washroom obu on ma se nipa ne infected na wonyo obi a wokoso a wonso utimi nya be ugene simple cranty Dr. Amuzu Abama Amuzu P na Daruma and the question of the day Emmanuel say who is your best manager for the 2025-2026 season? Who is your best manager for the 2025-2026 season? Kabo best manager why?
Luis Enrique.
Best manager Luis Enrique.
Best manager Luis Enrique
for this season.
Why boy Juma pa? Why yeah dear? Hey, Juma why no fancy?
Okay.
1 BM is it 1 BM?
Into the Ghana for so okay.
Ghana fighting channel be any Kwaku Emmanuel say Obeko for Teta more fire couple and fancy and I know Kwaku message no Esel Enoch Esel also say Luis Enrique and Woko Edem Amano Nano pe Yasebe Amakoma in Fiese or for Mikel Arteta and what day and also about Kofi allegation say Luis Enrique he has done a great job. Okay, more fire couple and fancy and what diaba golden boy as well call for Luis Enrique and what diaba Junior Alonso say Hans Flick deserve Odogu Kwesi Benzero HS Luis Enrique the best manager still Oguso Bom Juma Yasko Di Foreigner as well call for Frances Fabregas or no Edia Enono and I feel home B and so Cheswo show no from Wasa in Swayem Luis Enrique and Woko Ede Amanu Diodu Musiala as Luis Enrique deserve Kevin G.S. Michael Carrick Masa and Yazi Kra Mayu coach no and welcome a day Amanado pe root boy and so Chesa Luis Enrique and Afe Alexander Kwaku Luis Enrique's Excellency Nanaya Redu as Luis Enrique Obibini Babusa GH Michael Carrick no and it deserve Nanaya casting so Chesa and Michael Carrick and it deserve Kwame Kasi as Luis Enrique the best Mary Usu Hans Flick and Walker Diamond Real Hazard Junior Luis Enrique and it deserve Enrique na and Ibrahim Zlatan and so Mikel Arteta and odini coach onu na obona baso
well we are Jenkwa Francis say or takwa or say wo kwadi ama Mikel Arteta fe Michael Fresco on Facebook say or voti the ama Luis Enrique way and so are champions of Europe. You cannot sing that and I say and so automatically kodo crane and so call ediama Luis Enrique no na Samuel Opoku say what ma Regis Lebris na say Regis Lebris and Sunderland and so you know omu coach no say o diri e pass wa ye adwuma fi pa Granit Xhaka mu coach no afei when you say Hans Flick entry ya no and we say Francis Di Maria and Capo1 okay and join live and so our tadi no identity no and so the abama so be so vote di ama Liam Rossinia okay yate as na YouTube for no we say Michael Carrick na the coach of the season at 10 years this message no buy and iconic champion say we vote Adiama Pep Samuel Anke vote Adiama Pep and after we so say we Adiama Luis Enrique fan Benjamin Ade and we done the buy and Ernest Sion as the coach of the season and so Anna slot in Tinedia and so no Facebook na say anopanomo sande abane boy I say do mama hono my den nti mo say be complaining so munya a link in about your life a 101.3 FM oba e be ya ba be hu yanti anu ahye nso enso ediame eno no say code no weekend e be musa fa bi o yeah 7 also no boy 7 also no boy ti emse mo hye ne kama pa Zimbabwe versus India and Malmo for nso ne Hamstart a game no Nigeria Jamaica de nyina ne 7 also unity eswin ti mamenya no quick na yen corner because another day first and say 10 days more na yen call a World Cup no so BW59 D8B A01 30 O's
good
BW59 D8C 090
090
and 10 BW59 DHC 3B4 8 O's BW59 DHC 711 7 O's and BW59 DHC A58 and here 5 O's. Good. See, 21 minutes after 10.
Good.
I'll bet 4 more minutes. You're foreign now, no, yet the latest time. Yet here for but as usual, name Mondays and you're fair Jordan, young girl cry. In taking your man for granted. See, you're the radio say brand new month and of course another brand new week.
Fancy. Fancy
your stubborn.
Oh, sponsor there. No other fancy. Chairman. Fancy. You're strong.
Oh, yeah, that's so. You're betting in time we share because now what's your night chikakra?
Abada be a shamo. A human koso. Some share a year sports. I work Ghana there. I can confidently confirm. Say. Aye Wontumi sports no ene na ye number 1 chese aye star BRB ana bode bo.
That's right.
Na atapuku baby o bia on samra so otomwa
bia bishop e wo bia
bishop wo bia on samra
adwuma sisi
on samra adwuma
na so on two car okay ti hwama me say bishop atika
atomwa ba na vini ekizizo akasa.
Oh nice.
Many ekizizo akasa. Okay. Just adwuma no Wontumi sports ebeguso ayekese. Na be kese ya na ho anso no obi atie abrochire me wo ho ne ade ya yi nyina ahwa no obi a no etie mo ye kese mo ye tough anu ti no me sorry anopa na Wontumi me tie Wontumi sports a bibia no ha meye what I say I one just a point nko a ntino enamaba ya lunch no so ye be have
oh chairman dey na so
chairman dey no wa class at so kukudi mo
chairman ono chairman say betunu ya tell you say because chairman dey nye ana alert nam dey masa wa ya gani when you want to take it ya on buffalo want to take it ya on buffalo masa chairman da so because them say time on come start say course na your my ya kakra ba chairman we chairman wallahi
oh baba
I'm not na ta kwadi mo emu de o de
mo for prerudo mo for prerudo
o de be ma say triple atabo kwadi be siu ko chairman na me ya be ba so de na be ko me say da ensem ne de mo kotokomo de na ade nyina na nyoma e koso Ghana league akwa na am person of this cabbage man chairman league moye
I kotoko de minim say mamini kancha santeman na mencha santeman wura yiwura ye hene otumfo se tuwa baby asanto kotoko hene a o ya santeman wura ne nkwaso odo anso so na kotoko so ye ne dia na sesia no enam MPP ntino aya ne dru baby a na mame somo no yasomo kwan bebre so ane ye de ba minim say mre bi baba kotoko chairman de medibi hey yeah minim say mre bi baba medibi
wow
yes na se me di so a me de gaga yesem hey sikade patapa me de befam amatimu no aba back said the na bra na Herbert Mensa wo so ye no Herbert wo so ye no sabre ni iswa asafo yehu bi enti meka ni nyina de abomu de hyehye aka ho a what you say baby akotoko kodro no obia no behu but said the Yesu kachre Mary say memre nso ye no enu bi na ne me kachre say memre nso because adwuma bi a de be ma obia na wo say utime yere wo ho na utime ye na wo ye ni Yesu so esan say ye pese ye boa MPP na 2028 ya saba power nintino nneɛma bebree wɔ hɔ a menka na mmom sɛ meba yɛ yi deɛ a I will be the first a friend say club chairman Jose Mourinho koraa bi a metimi de naba na waba be coach ɛyɛ Kotoko. Yes, made the international coach and I'm the baba. So me do so I didn't make us a medication na guy. What I say? Now made the players akasia and so or mo bobo to say Real Madrid mo, any Man U mo, Man City mo, any Arsenal mo, any Chelsea mo no so no. Ye the bin so baba aba befra.
Now the ugly for top players, $4 million.
This is what we
3 million euros.
Sikana nya kokra na wo Ghana na wo. The money nya ho na wo. Aya ha na wo. Aya Ghana ana ye wo. What you say? And to play a beer or baba ye bia or buy a year. If you are member at Tremuni or the brochure crow need be such. Oh, gotcha. That's it. If you remember Casa Memo Matrim, Casa Memo Matremu ye, and a brochure crow yabi. Yes. Chairman's what a guy near Yesem. Patapana Sika. And the Sika so come. I just some come. Na my fair. Oh, Charlie. Ha, besi gigi we a make a wasemi no. E besi. Wow. Besi gigi maka no Wontumi ha. Besi e besi. Oh, Charlie. Oh. Kofi. Oh, besi e bedi. Besi e besum ye urade asanteman.
So da bi ira ka say ni bibia no korokona da bia se e ma no tipaye what ska bia mo bibia o pompirum so die bi
otie bia tie no say me a businessman also obia na ba otie say normally no odi animonyam kese na eba aye yi da sansa kotoko no so so anwanwa juma no you nyame wo hoda se uji dia obeya juma ansa no you nyame wo hoda se uji dia obeya juma ye bompaye shamachi Israel Yehuwa ilahenu Yehuwa ekad we ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika luvika uvika naveshika uvika miyodika tode yashak in English in the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen. Shalom boy Kapo chairman the latest on foreign Emma Yashafone Yatia for live when they show on Facebook no Wontumi 101.3 FM Nano Peno who bet me a banner for what joining and answer what Yamo Wontumi sports official no and some HS page ano Peno Yadi Jumadi Sans Facebook for more Anamoya on videos no normally I didn't go I didn't cry at them about seconds no I just almost striking Tiana Mamba with Snaffy Mama Young said I didn't some number Sianko Abramsa for the fourth time and I say fifth time credit Diano Beno Yara some live us our page no Wamasa Conjo Magic Kamadi and some Asaban Tania Peja I Wontumi 101.3 F Mano Peno your life our son Yama scan me our downward screen so we know a quick response code not just say and I QR code dana yet MNO pen no mono yanko yansam no so dia wonum sa yawie ayenshuwa fa Champions League kama chasamsa dia wonsa wonsa kambiano wonsa som akana data na yakasai yerimsa emsa house na boboko no woma parade ani ade ama chasane ma die mo no som akoso ne ade no mom shedwak some from a call a year Paris on Shamra wom som aso ye annual celebration awodoa eno som across ama chasomo bodwa awo Parc de France and commanding no yes and be so ediama wonim say yawie UEFA Champions League no wom som aba so mo kira sa obakaya merebatu twa akoba say 2 weeks and year and make control sa Paris on Shamra team no wom som akachon kwada no say wo bia no babuama omaje aye Champions League no som adia babia no na chance each player they are run by 1 million euros and some other call. Now over Kayamaya story no make a show say I am Makinos, our num I am captain and it say I am a Fabian Ruth num and I just could do anymore. One some I could negotiate here and I make us a negotiations and some across last year no I had 2025 now you started a yes season yeah at the Baba Ram our this year and I just commando and no some across so anti Europeans Omusika Womunya not just a walk the number of players one more not just a calculate I have 1 million euros and some beer Nasa couple of millions club no mama cow because another casino one more must say 145 just 145.9 million euros and I amount abobokua your father Paris Saint-Germain for no one some not just as a plus no quiet 30 and ebia we will be a crowd 1 million not just a 30 million and a film no ebia coach no and the backroom staff we will some other Canadian no and some I am fast one so element team no not just a Paris Saint-Germain we will 145.9 million euros almost 146 million euros no and also I amount so far we will some let me say Arsenal our tosumi no and some 143.2 million euros and no yes cap so far woman some etiminya na chasana ya kasa teams ni no woman so call final na Saturday no woman you some ana chaso munya most money na chasam sa shine no kasepano and no some akoya adama chasa Arsenal and Bobokuwa ya fan so Paris Saint-Germain our brown common nyina no ya de ema ya for anano pay and some our show no suna and what no wonim say wa boy guso ya din ko say Jamansan can you say player back where some Bonabasu pa and some equal Drakotana Yafanasa William Patro Udimsa William Patro some player the numbers and some Chasa one on the only player our club Yafanasa Paris Saint-Germain Amachasa Quadano one on Sonum Amsa when the yellow card Bakuba Kokra Najaba Kokra so Sama Quadano Nidiano some shocking and some other say William Patro Ayobi Testament answer what bought 17 matches in you know one credit the only player one matches on burning in Aquadano one of some burning in 17 games I must say I have 1,560 minutes. I just know I so for minute Aquadano one of some let me say I just I want to so crowded about down I was trying to say I know some I seconds I have 93,600 seconds in 17 matches and a William Pacho and some boy not the I want to say sir when the yellow card Bakokra and I said Paris Saint-Germain for no what the Aquadano numbers by our Brano Peno yet I'm getting some at Emma not make I say Wabra Bay sir Paris Saint-Germain for no Woman say, woman so repeat agenda. Real Madrid, I am as I grow, and Unumsa call a club Naswaya. Yes, sir, Parisians, no more now, Julius, I yet there almost some Abaya, now tight to run on Nano against Arsenal. Would we compare last season agenda? Woman Julia Bassa, when you crown, and some I am more special, and some other change, woman last season, now didn't tell Mama say, woman Julia Bassa, fee Paris Saint-Germain. And some hours through because last season there will be able to playoff and Sana when we qualify the bar a kind of some other stages our competition anymore and Tomodia to 2 way now. Woman to the about this season, not just a Montemano so down so cry. Now the records one more panel back to back. One more panel me and some other abomono. One of them nominal Casasaya say, every more Tessa Bison, I'm chante and some our dressing room amo chante back to back na just for my me rudia am say I can last one I was one with so na the able so say Woman sporting director na your friend is Luis Campos. Yes, opening no and some anya to Musa. Woman by signings no bakum yerumi and sabi and some Jabba Sarabea. Woman squad no some Abuba Pejasansa will be at the answer Paris Saint-Germain. Apart from almost starting 11, woman should any bench said the Arsenal and some our no a near cancer system no and a favor a club. your friend so PSG over come bench no Bradley Bacola na bia wa hwe dobi edesa mayulu nom obasha e bia draw Fernandes nom ene Barado nom ode toto Arsenal January na chance Arsenal January Japa edesa for the third time adaba wo mo sesamai wo mo nakwa o wo mo abasa ye nioma so ade abamu biem sedebe a wo mo som abatumi akwa ni mo na mami coach na fan sa Luis Enrique unum sa Enrique no sa yese na danfo baako a ye fan sam Abelardo opani no ade nsam kotu gade fa coach no ho a yese wo say coach no so far as that's a coachy na onya retire idie yes manager no say ade bia wo so ye a chese won wan kasena ho dimu wo betimi ai na potentials a wo gene nyina no enso ha ya wo be cross one gibi enso ade aka ho no say yes coach no die so no say said ye bo coaches bidding and our coach asumesi by okọ wo ye adwuma pa no je titles say and our coach obenten abai wo so aba ye adwuma pa no san komono German Sakan so penny and some opposite one no coaches one go down into the history books of a footballer many janabas watch be NHS and Chinima bar one some other castle mote sa ye free coach be Enrique and Honsamino and some say one person by the title Bakumi enemy and Sabi not just wakum kon adea anama Champions League unity Ebia Jimmy and internal derby yes many janabas walk down ye can be a football abako semwa ye do no so di ehyamu bi eno wo beka one of the best aye managers I was so born so di and some other cow and no ayade a coach no and some other so ye na Paris Saint-Germain akotan na ye fan sa Julian Alvarez and some adiano wonu sa fe kwade ye see according to Coacata ye fan sa Le Quip omo and some of France komona Le Quip ana womo dia ba jomo kan nyina no say PG for GDA passer Emsa Alvarez no sikano wo soro do na so mutumi jaye e ma Mbappe akoye dia ene no no wo mo hye na tiskan fan konkoto eye player bia ne bo na den sa o ene seria no pana ebi koti from Atletico fona nkasa so ye wo mo de betutwa say ana Paris Saint-Germain ready sir wo mo betumi atua am 275 million euros ana sa dene nyina no enya no kra bi anim na wo mo no sia na bakodi a wo me na player back on the profile and some are similar to boyway maybe can some trust nanu yana man for pinano so apano and no I France ni ba no bo adama Lorient and wo bo a Bournemouth nanu yana your fellow a early junior Krupi na junior Krupi ono na mo say wo be share Antoine Semenyo anan our just a Bournemouth omutin mo akoda ne ha dwen brutal when she go tia a Man City man kofa sempa no womom adwiri ba sa kota we ensom ayanda profile na medical abeka no wansam ensom ade a chow data wom dwiri ba sa front three ho say ni so say benkum so aye ba bia Dembele enso dane nyina no akora na fa so Krupi ensom abetimi abo wodene compare aye Alvarez adiana wenom abaye match cheaper a chen so ba kwakofa Alvarez ensom adena bantia monitor ni awasanya bia ayampa PSG womo hama ho biem anasampo PSG abesanko Alvarez adiano ho na de ama Krupi so kwade no asam aya geni aya weight our France no say yes we ayo professional Sheikh Nasser Al-Khelaifi wonom ane Luis Campos ana fa coach no Luis Enrique womo mi nsanyina no ana chesam omafa dwensa akodano the right profiler awasam omoto point no ensom aba onum saga kan ye kan manager for the Carlo Ancelotti nebano David Ancelotti and then one no mo de Lee a coaching job no and some Germano na chasoba kaya one ne papa woman free Madrid okoye juma kakao Brazil and am say ankwese de osipan na German kan say David and Lee for na appointed say one other coach a club no from next season and also aye kakao free at the Bernardo Peno and some our show so ma san something no and also abana mama Arsenal team no because ye can Arsenal emra one parade and some Barcelona Arsenal for no Gabriel Magalhaes as and a penalty and no qua a penalty as a not ama as a denom ayatia quanasa also was saying diano you don't set them belly and some also saying it and some pocadabi because a Paris Saint-Germain team no one some penalty and you play and fans Mendes and you know Mendes and some other born diano say no and so when it cancel as a diano na Gabriel and Koboma diano square no and Gabriel Magalhaes and some bob on the na Brian say some Arsenal players no yamoma basom o ma ya de pa because info every one you know so atrasa and you ma nanka boy FM also was say penalty na no osun obi an say Marquinhos ekọ no ho eno ne kokasa ya consolina and say okwa join a teammate and we celebrate yesem Arsenal teammate no will be ya do betimi aya because na tough moment and some adamano not just a heartbreak and some abba ama boy no was a penalty not just at the said ye do ya same as well na mom said yan kwadai Esha yasa obetimi get you over sadie no eno na omobo eye Arsenal and some players na ba so entuba ha wo mo ye parade eno na chese otim so ayo okay waro cover na nim aye serious yes boys ne kacha no say na wo ubetimi akan the number of times waje man of the match award this season e Premier League anymore chese wo juma pa entinye one game pa and also a maura ho na fei a two sum any adintanie woman shanning crown pekau and a man also not to me anima ayakama what also other banya kind of separate no na else now after 22 years woman to Premier League and yama cross so make a choice woman say woman set a record I mean a boys no woman some to a young piano day and some at the bar na yabetie manager fanasa Mikel Arteta woman say Mikel Arteta no you be a coach a more duna assembly pana wakacha with players because ever say na we won crime by 2 weeks no recover you said you no mobile parade almost ni anteno unkofie na ka wonko a wo so to man na o do say bodem because akake to am no moje message by and onu coach no one some adman players you Mikel Arteta.
You've obviously been in to talk to your players. What have you been saying to them?
That I'm so proud of them. I think the season that we have under the circumstances that just internally we know what we've been through. They're giving us so much joy. It's just a privilege to manage this group of players, this team. I think the way they carry this badge and how much they put into it. We got a big one and we miss on the biggest one.
You've obviously been in to talk to your players.
Kakra manager Fanasa Mikel Arteta now tells your dinner accepts Emma Nano pay live with the show and watch Shadrach Nan camera ye free so some coach now kofa ye nchi kwanti ma me coach na Fanasa Luis Enrique na ye shadia 1-2 be na also na come about one squad and you're planning for next season our junior group no any akoda be cry say we pure just you baby on ball pa na wo bu sa coach ni say obia sorry almost some bench and I'm bench nye na anya bia no mo beto bia gum and assassin and Paris Saint-Germain and so be say no about squad planning for next season I want to say for 3 teams in a row one message UEFA Champions League you know Luis Enrique coach at Paris Saint-Germain.
Another chapter, but we are going to follow the same line. We don't need a lot of players because there is very difficult to find the right players to play in our team. We feel clearly the way and the path that we want to follow, and we are going to analyze. We are working and especially after that match we are working in the future, but we are not in a hurry. We have already a great squad and we need of course some players to change some different positions, but we are the champions of Europe the last 2 years. Piano. Well, that's another chapter.
Just when we are champions, our hero for the second time in a row. Changes the Bam near Sebi Amo Yebi Biadia Brosoni Adias. I'm saying, Arsenal for the year. Bamana, what didn't coach a job across the Fuma. What are some Nabusan, a long time girlfriend, sir? Will you marry me now? Shop Banano, Jaya Katanani. I do. Namuso Swabia Casabasa Butu Babiago. What if you are sorry about Amuya Mania for Archers or Bano and some just so I do. And your moment to Arsenal. Woman parade, El Coson Rania Jamsa. Your moment and worship part 22-year wait. And ye, Amsa Intimin get better. And Chania Coson on the Yentiaman or Brobus or Banza and the Biano so from so Urao or Banu Suka Cabiano say I want yes here. Yeah, Cabiano so causeway. Momentum or banner fit that day or more year cancer a year parade and I just am Bemanu to propose here and the Sunny money some cost on amount for budget on Arsenal for say Yami Adman Nessino Moba Tibia here brutal Montana social media no Samon church at Yamopa Namunya no and a bottlers Anna champions of Europe you never gonna sing that champions of Europe you never gonna say oh the Monka Yamopasa champions of Europe on Arsenal woman to sang you be dana sa unsa woman squad Kitano woman genius on bet me dominate Europe yes be a grow because Paris Saint-Germain and last season woman so shop back the France acquire woman the PSG so be first 7 minute massa pressure pa kwana sa kobesa body bi hwe I pack the France last season edie ana chesenanu ya enwe yom no mokobo enu achi ya no wojiri e pasa when etimi hold PSG say enti ya baby ba ko pamienu bi na e wo so mu tobi be hye na fei wo miem pampe because na ye kasa no wo mu sha den ana players no mo na nko ba ko mienu bi ba ko na fei wo mu bi aba be hye mtia no ana ma striker na ye fa no sa Igo Thiago Ediane Bomono wouldn't say latest amendment can say manager fans are Tata yes when we are making it clear Ediache Arsenal woman pen for yes be a year cano yes be a team no crown po manager no akani pay Ediache Arsenal pen for striker na near discussing nano pen am sam omo here new number 9 na new number 9 here way odiri pass a word no elevation way and a peja Arsenal every baby on way and some area court chesasubium and now almost send him say woman are the right striker and some adonaba chesana a player your father say it go a Thiago na woman to pass some ambitions and no woman bet me at Chelsea next season tonight ye can say no woman young power black team no and some I say woman some other Man City akotana your father Jeremy Doku yes say omni Doku da so kana Sam Doku ba stand the contract and come on as of now me chesam adro chire ama chesa kwan ni mo ama chesa ni mo akoni nyina no Doku no ayo bi ono so betimi adjoin na so betimi akoso na why stand edema the Scarabs of Man City and a Liverpool diano wouldn't say Liverpool coach oko na ye kan wasem say say omama na chance abro so ayebia we be pre-season awie na wa start season kakra ankoye dwom be jano kwan omama men so kwan na ya no be to dwa say we ma party ways na che so bia kɔ ne baabi na manager no some statement and say ye kan say be open letter our jama Liverpool no support ten ti o samraza do be so kan nyina no say we buy we mo jeno so ama chesa we baba bua Junior Mapana also wura eye Anfield na wo fata na onimu ade aba eye pitch no so a wo mu logo no ebo ho ana ma bono this is Anfield I say wo ko gina sa bia ho and wo hu say club no aye club omo mfa ne omo ania grow na omo ye very ambitious ano no so baye wabaje Premier League ayampasa players no ebi aboa no akonkode afro makomam ensom aboa ma ne omo timi akofai ediama Liverpool team no na de obeso kan nyina no say na okọ ade kan say change ya na eden pa ni podosani won pa change na mom change no aye part of football na so nyina chi otiri ya pass ni pona won ma beto aso aye adwuma de ma club no won ba kwa ni mu pa na okoi nya de say Liverpool ba kwa na chi o otiri ma pass Liverpool awon yo ma kese ensom edomanim a chesene won som adeno de teba na mo na say eni abia sanka Liverpool for nim say anka omo be sake anaso omo manager no ensom other party ways edia eni ankomo yentem akofa Xabi Alonso but Alonso dia no Chelsea na no obeba because Michael Edwards monom no mo nshara nyada Alonso san tutum say e kan no board delay tactics serebe a wo mo mpamu coach anase bia coach no wo mo ne mpapa mu ne nkoba se bia Liverpool afa ho akwakofa Andoni Iraola aba na bia Alonso ada so tifie na akwa January say ai adena mo pamo slot no manfo djuma na Alonso ni adinti se bia oni abana ankoye panate supporters na kasa say kan team omo taya ama Chelsea afa Alonso awie ansa na mo do announcement tereba because coach we no wo tiri ba so be mo so mo kono enom anya Alonso asamo kura eno so ay kakra fro tebana Jaminya no perform Turkey wo mo be so mo chese Chelsea for no wo mo Victor Osimhen na manager fans Alonso so jiri pass answer wo profile at say Victor Boniface yani bia what dey adwuma Oliver Kusin hono na Victor Osimhen no mete say Galatasaray akoti 150 million euros wo mo sem anu no mo pesa Chelsea so mo Oscar no mo mre na wo mo ntrase no mo nin komo na 150 million euros no wonu sa de ba ko a ama manfo ajatum no say Nigeria national team coach Eric Shell wo mo bo friendly matches because World Cup omon kan ho ana ba kuko bisa sa adena Osimhen ama wonu se coach no akoka ni pan se Osimhen teams ni bi edin komona Robert free Galatasaray coach na kan sam no e wo press conference asio say Galafo no dwa ano pay wo Osimhen aba be clear and Osimhen this time the bo fu Osimhen asmo kan nyina say I unfortunate say bia Eric Shell and some takas asem bia tesa na mo no wo say coach na asmo kan no nipa bi ana chesoma fa sam na out of context na asomo pese asem ni fie na omo kofa asem ba fie na bi mo exaggerate sana coach ni obi or respect Galatasaray or obi o follow Galatasaray wo mo matches panti on shadan kansam say bia club kase to say no kasa na striker eni will be full from din komo enu nti na ama boy na ama Nigeria camp no enti na boy na ba bonso anyunu e de agusu se hwehwensi ani ado no kra no wada som ado Galatasaray no mo se sime enti de o kan betena no so ene de o Galatasaray but obi ni ma de chiemu asem but in the side asem no so that just what na de obi enim de besem dis Nyankopon na enti o si aba be defend ni coach aba squash sense wa botro kwa ne wono som asatwa eye window ensom ade ato asem no ho a ye dey update bana farna bonchi wonum sem omo ayade so penina Wopa bano Jaminya no somo pe Aaron wan Bisaka no West Ham and a core relegation akwane tweden no wan Bisaka no tawe pa o yese Fenerbahce for no say womo pe enwochi enyo no nko a aye presidential candidate na ye fano Aziz Yildirim unum so pani no womo hyasiam ane Nathan Ake Man City boy no ensom edin komo na Nathan Ake ayo bia na make say no womo som abaso womo de ba James Milner after 24 years our football no more hanging the boot and they on some retire former player Dema City team no James Milner so say one some retire wa Breno pay no ye den am the tan the akan nyina so deba Manchester United for Ederson wo mo se akan yo man ba ko mienu bia wo say wo mo hwe na wo mo wienti announcement no de enya masese munya botre kakra Atalanta boy na ye fan Ederson a man you for fan no am some announcement nti mo twen kakransana eno nsom aba asom na no aye update free ho ensom adeba ana West Ham akuna na American ya betu dwase Bruno abeso oba no ye fano Mateus Fernandes enai mekan last week ne sam wo nyina no mo be free club ni mako German say can say West Ham for no wo mo demand between 50 ekosi 60 million euros eno ya amount wo mo demand ansa no majai ama Mateus Fernandes ensom akọ na mayufo na anya ne ntama muntie sa Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain, Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, Juventus, and Chelsea. Woman, you know, and also monitor Serie A, and some England World Cup. No, many say on my back attention, but come so pa. England because coach in the selection I had quite idea. We be asking her now. Come for a Copa Manum a for dinum. I don't want how many now. Could I want Adam Wharton? What Bonanria Saint Germain of the match or Conference League? What Joe Bia will fear na Jude Mograno about this Jude best start you just almost start and England squad the amount for to Tumupa na mama Harry Redknapp I a former coach Edma Spurs and Harry Edin command upon Sky and Harry say no Sanka Foden Harry Maguire Cole Palmer, Jarrod Bowen, no some coming na World Cup ni bi. When you sham rent amabo mudi country be all we asibia de san kodebe ko. But ni nyina chi coach ne say wo mo betimi the trophy no aba England. Nessa is coming home no omo san chance o. Coach ne say omo betimi the trophy no ba. Yintie Harry Redknapp.
Making it, but I mean, yeah, he certainly knows what he's doing. That's for sure. He's a great manager, and I think we've got the players. There's one or two didn't go right. We've all got opinions, but at the end of the day, the manager's opinion is the one that counts. But I'd like to have seen. I'm a big Cole Palmer fan, Phil Foden fan, Harry Maguire. There'd have been people, but that's Bowen. But you can't take everybody. But certainly them four would all feel quite hard done by not making it. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully he's picked the right squad, and hopefully he picks the right team, and we can bring it home. London will be buzzing, wouldn't it? Again, it'll be like '66, the last time we won it. Them scenes in London were incredible that night, so we want to have that again. Oh, I mean, yeah, he certainly knows what he's doing.
I was a trophy no esambe fiena. Womu senya South feeling 66. Edi any BM wa brain no. And no update about fe yenko Spain na yenfa latest. That was Spain man Madrid president no. Mame Florentino Perez na Florentino. Was here man to just one onye obi abeka ze tinti. And onye eternal say bia no or tenase akwa kosia we dabi or say ochena bi dachi bia someday eye there. We be free Real Madrid. Until then, Wontumi kasene Arsenal aye said ya na jawa ko anase Madrid bobo kuyi aye said ya usimi jawa ko na ene agent obi onya hon kosa onya hon kosa kra na jawa ni so obeso san build eye team no na fe o ma club no gina na so said ye e wasa no so agina so ansa obe ja Madrid ho a woro so agja Madrid no o kam obi ato ntiase a ye de obe ha we betumi ato Anthony Gordon we betumi ato Julian Alvarez we betumi ato bia be so to bia woka amwaso to say Madrid the best team we are say one the best squad we are say and watch on top Kylian Mbappe the best player was as should be so bia akona kwaye to one waka wie was say boy we no the best and some we are say na Champions League am sorry ana we agya to asum yenu na ha woje to asom yensa kra do man unya bi dawo in 10 years no ma je title no mako 6 and Madrid ko be 2 seasons na title maya no bi akam no bi akan de opa e said o ma ko be years enie a omuntimi nyi bi fence o na so ne ade ntine no wodiri pasa sanyo ma manfo kana mo nsoma mo kika no nyina no e terrible because adoma no obi anya bi 6 Champions League in 10 years about day so bi so be enom aye kakra presido ensom adiaba Enzo Fernandez adiano ano play Argentina camp omo de aba mo say Enzo Madrid na no beso bo na on top omo sa beso mo che say de Enzo ye do betimi bia ma be ka last hour Chelsea assigning no yes boy no say sa no obesaye na obeye du obetimi bia ma Real Madrid ensom afa no edenaba and say wadwe also okobo ka bo wi anu anu no a last day ana Chelsea for no turn no into no ade bia wo so ye ema Real Madrid move no ba so bia no wono som abeye ana Josko Valdio ensom adia ba so no so be so free Man City na Upper Madrid no bo enye na kra na beto dwasa Madrid pana so mo link boy no ensom adia come no kase no wono som adia ne kan ba twa so no sunya wono som ababo unum sa Atletico Madrid mame go to reverse Jan Oblak na Oblak dia no ena yes club no e dia shine nsam say on one decide the future Oblak eka so be stay a wo mon carry o mani beje so be stay Oblak eka so be kwa wo meja ne kwan kama amo no so akontene wo mbo no ankasa no future ensom e dia shine nsam wa bra no pay no eye update ba na far na bunchi oru far sa kan south so no wo so aye presidential candidate wo so be so de Robert Lewandowski Eba. In fact, Makana last two cockrasa take you for no so pepper on him say, we won't present a offer and some Adama Lewandowski, I'm an old casino, one more transfer can be also, one on some never to me at Yasenafe, Wabba Juman Adiama Clubba, your fun suffer in a bunch in a Julian Alvarez latest than you. Menuza Basa for the more pana. Sa and Centrini Bina Mekana, some Robbie Trouser, one Argentina team and a number beer. Your friend Gaston Edul na Edul edana diaba ana Jamesa kana se bonsa fono yese omo request say anka omo be so many Julian Alvarez agent no ehia na nkom ye meeting onum so omo schedule ye so sanka meeting e ba so ene Monday ya make say ene aye 1st June yese bonsa for so dabi wom ayifo analytical mom wom se dabi amonti asema meeting e ma so adan wom so omo say kan bi mo maso on den player no onye for sale wom nton nem nton watchna boy no ada so our contractor eye active omo no chepa sa kwada no ho na omo san de tato se muntiamento ba safo no se mo ni ntra omo ni nton na next season akwada no abebo adiama Atletico Madrid tie na sa Gaston Edul ensom anie wo report to Argentina wo camp na ensentwene ne say you want to just who say very difficult say be a Julian Alvarez ebesan bo adiama Atletico Madrid next season there onyi na sa wura no o kan sem na enya grow wono no one boys ne nam koba dabia one of the Enzo Jenny can buy and was say a difficult as a next season no Ubon say be a Julian as a Bodiama Atletico Madrid no monshano so say boy ni do no ebe drag it for very long and ebe say a complex ebe be all as I don't say eba so say Atletico ema mon fan fo mo bebre mu pa ne betimi a drag it out throughout the World Cup and after the World Cup almost a holidays why be say to me a drag it out see the last day of the transfer window and sana ye be hu na chira ye hu achire enom aye Gaston Edul and what day aye bani diano dia ba onum say kasa still na no Atletico for no so mo dia wo mo hodi ono aye 150 million euros or nothing when is car pa dia fe na kwanche so de say e na wonu si offer ye dia na ye 150 million euros no or nothing na Barca for no ya we Atletico die sabwe we omo mane nyafo omo so awia ta so sekwan bia so romefa enti Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain and so monitor enioma eno so akoso our club no Manchester no pay no ye de Abraham Flick I say 27th of July erikosi 3rd and also 4th August ana what the boys no aba start to process na we must start abo friendly matches ni be any idea Barcelona we mo ton jerseys afi Lamine Yamal and now the best Manchester jerseys na kopa Gavi Pedri, Lewandowski, and Rafinha, and no, I said, yes, you call Abraham Seminole, yet Emma, yet for and some other pay live on the show, young friends, and I and Twasuna Fee, Yamaba Jafron, and this, and some Wontumi sports buffet.
A brew individual Suntino. Say, Obanas 1 year pa, walk 1 year now, the Nguaseko. What you say abribia enti ansa na meba se meba begie no what you say I will do a lot of research and I will make sure say meba bi de animonyam na beba me konso me de animonyam na beko.
Hey, ebi mu fu se bia chairman kana sa akwa.
Oh, me say said the Elon Musk de patapani ayesam ebo Donald Trump ho no me se patapani ayesam na bi na me se be de ba be bokotoko ho e de asum yewura ene kotoko e fo mo wo the whole Ghana nyara.
Wow.
Oh ya kaso be ye busho patapo gba bia wo bia de sabra
busho we dem sabra no chairman say ye bia sabra bia wo bia chairman say en ka sabra
ai me say mama o mabo player bia o mo peso mo bo didin bia na me kra de kade be ye me fepa ne say Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, Vinicius Junior mo ba retire no you do mu nyina no aba asante kotoko. What you say?
Someone also jai bono
ba be jab
season bia to say
Angola hoba
Rivado mbeni nama we.
Yes na makwakomo muska say omo de omo mbra no munye ye because said there fans are across the world, across the globe. Any passion show womo any ade Ronaldo sabe oko yes Saudi Arabia anya se akwakoya abrantie bia ebia ode muja munu bi ni ho
so ache na ye beba ye tactical board no so edin e beba so meza say bibia e find it
nyame adom yawo bibia e boko.
Okay.
You done nyame ase not right. Everybody gets the chance so bit media 6 solid months half of the year. I think you are grateful. You're grateful pa.
Okay.
You're grateful to Tridi Ampon. Yankopon. Why dear my pa. Now where dear.
Oh, kakra you won't find it. Nkwane here.
Saturday night I'm Kuruma Biana.
Oh, so we said your schedule in city.
Yes. 2 minutes we also to me call Bina to Kakra. Wontumi. Jim Nenya so ana.
Oh, so den. Say an idea the way I say en kan kire obi.
Okay.
Enya maf. Okay,
enya
say na new team be try out mtini di no.
There's when you say the be also
so no say be am ba no
my akoda. Ozo boys can go for baby ada. It's a very good Monday morning and then you wish you be a happy new month.
That's right.
Say eradibation ho den no wabo bibia. Na yaw yentimi Monday medin komo na yen share the biggest club competition final ehun komo na yendi, which is the UEFA Champions League final. I course on no other weekend. Prior to the UEFA Champions League final between Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal, now English dominance in European competitions this season now open and glaring. So obiade na nibehu. Iti Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, estimate or more authority on other European competitions by winning the Conference League and the Europa League respectively.
Yes.
The donation and the discussion went towards the fact that Arsenal might probably win their first UEFA Champions League title against Paris Saint-Germain. But there are a lot of things that went on the Saturday and what the victory brings to the whole wide world, which I'm a person in idea. So, from the tactical point of view, I know Newton will come and discuss it. But on Saturday, me can say me wa say the chair kapu say Arsenal and Kobobo Nfentia, one of the best teams in Europe, probably in the competition they are the best. And Arsenal is also going to play against the system. System no. The reason why I did this money is say, football tend to favor people who play so well and have been dominant over a period of time. And you're evident. And you're troka. Inti yebeti me bun compound ko echi akodi nkomo ahunu ha wa clubs o muni mbo de bia ye de referees attach o say we mu de referees boa o meboa So you bet me go back to Manchester United say Alex Ferguson era. Meboa. Yes, referees boa mo meboa. 2004, 2005, 2005, 2006. I'm for Jose Mourinho team Canada. Referees boa mo Roman Abramovich rem. Manchester City team mo born and say Pep Guardiola referees boa no. Meboa. In the Premier League, when Arsenal won the Premier League, BBC akwakoye story over about 2 pages. Yaw, actual listed games on muji 2 years and I was Arsenal player and red card no binya penalty. Meboa. Yes, referees are there. So, in tendency to whatever we are discussing about the system, help pushing Paris Saint-Germain doesn't mean that Paris Saint-Germain are going to become a referee. Yeah, what did they say? But automatically, when teams perform well, they tend to get the sympathy of referees. And your football there, you can cry, you can mourn, but that is the reality.
Say team be more than Pija. At times,
there's sympathy attached to them. 50-50 be a bad jam. Bibi to go in their favor. And your club back up. Even in the Premier League, man, let's start yourself. Go check BBC or my listed games. I was on Arsenal card, Arsenal BB, Arsenal say, and I'm a boy. So that is how it works. Real Madrid they quite repeating. Enye mu ba ko no mo ni Juventus ko bo obi a omoje penalty last minute bi di ma Real Madrid o kai sa penalty no Buffon obi adidi red card in that game. Lucas Vazquez the nebo ko jebo sa ball no, if you ask me in a million times enye penalty china
Juvenile Madrid.
What did they mention as no? So am I for also see Madrid what Champions League in favor man ameboa. Then you check the period between 2009 to 2011 Barcelona. Yow. Van Persie record be no kai.
Yes.
Arsenal ne Barcelona.
Yes. Reference wa ba ben
was wante. So every single club has benefited one way or the other from a referee sympathy. And tin am catch on no Saturday say game aye ko boy yaw. Paris Saint-Germain and your Munkwana Arsenal and your Mokobo. Arsenal is going to play against the system, which is true. And will be a 50-50 Bobia PSG. Bibiki 12 PSG. That is how football, whether we like it or not. But then we didn't command a player. Where will you rank Luis Enrique in terms of coaches or Mamba Riasia or Mabeji trophies this year Monaso? Now, this is a man that has turned pain into success. Yaudie, or the Adani Bibia must say no be any fool to be successful. It happens in this life whenever every single time you find yourself on the wrong side of asking questions. Say, yaw, iti nyame me na wo ye mi sei. Iti me mpa bo wuntie. Iti obi a me bom pa yese no ma asem we atome. I think the turning point of Luis Enrique's life was Abra Olusu Nebano. Yaw eyane ja. Papa ne kasa bia or refer to Nebano.
Yes.
Oye interview bia or refer to Nebano. And he has never looked back in terms of how hungry he has become. Oyobia kobe jai coaching. Yaw obao. The last time he won the UEFA Champions League in Germany. On Barcelona, Abra no moji the treble. Ne baba no dina park ni subi. Ne baba na the flag ni kosi until when they won the Champions League last season in Germany. On also for flag ne koye de. No so ojitumi yese ne ba no wosoro ne ba no ehwe no. Ne baba na nya de aje. Yeah, I've seen so many people break down after one or two problems they have in this life. Yeah, ne ba no ye no ko wasan ko jai ko bi okra obeka say only the taste and preference to coach again.
Sir, on one step it down from the national team.
On one step it down. Kobeka said Dabi yaw adwuma we die. But he goes on to a more challenging job. Obibeka said Paris Saint-Germain job nefu. But let me tell you something. Before Paris Saint-Germain, the only French club that had won the UEFA Champions League was Olympique Marseille. Before Luis Enrique to Paris Saint-Germain, now check the French League and European trophies and Nemuwa. Now, Nemuwa. Because the whole of the French League Now one club will pen Champions League, which is Olympic Marseille, which is 1. It's here to 2 England now. England, Liverpool are 6, and I'm Manchester United are 3, Chelsea are 2. Yeah, what calculate? Na first is any. Then what go Italy? AC Milan are just say. Then you move on to Germany. Or much just say even the Dutch league, Ajax Amsterdam are just say what the 4. So before he joined Paris Saint-Germain, just understand the kind of job or so with pain, he goes to the club. He decides and say that nobody is going to be above me. Me tell Vitinha interview right after the game. Yeah, I'm speaking about how important managers and coaches are in today's games. Are you overlooking? Because the individual talent of individual players, and they say a trim say, born so na player A player be no a talented ayaw. Jana mananya be official pay. But in recent times, 2 coaches has proven to us, some managers how authoritative they are, not in a bad way or negative manner, or how they have absolute control over omu teams or omu coaching can bring success at the end of the day. Vitinha said nobody in the club is above Luis Enrique. And now, Obianya above Luis Enrique, he speaks and you listen. Or 2 and 1 follow. And was switching Paris Saint-Germain from an individually brilliant team to a total dominant team. Yaw, Obia Jinamuno Tubaku Frim, Etumiense Frima. You look at a team that wants to do something. So he goes there. What's the Kylian Mbappe mean to me? No, what's the shit team? No. Players are not for names or on form. No, some of Vitinha and Fanny from Porto. Me signing A, signing B, signing C. Give me these players. Give me Zabani. Give me William Pacho. Before Pacho left Frankfurt to Paris Saint-Germain, the European teams were saying Edinachi. How many people knew about Pacho before he brought him to the Paris Saint-Germain? But first now, Quebec said, okay, let me go to Liverpool. Me Virgil van Dijk. And I'm a what? Mamen Kobia, Bournemouth. Real Madrid paid in high, so let me follow up. But the sole plan of this man, anyhow, enra, should we are not all back. No one why they be real. Let me tell you something. Only sporting director Luis Campos in the room. Look at how anaba consider bakukum. Luis Campos has been somebody that has really helped Luis Enrique overcome a lot of things. And on uniform. Yeah. And the baby Ojinano, he can dine and eat with the top coaches in this world per what he has achieved. Only Real Madrid and Aji Champions League back to back. Only Real Madrid and the Paris Saint-Germain Ababi Yebi. We can talk about the numbers of the game. We can talk about the history of the competition, where it has come from, anywhere Paris Saint-Germain has defied odds to win it. And they almost breaking record back. So my the second team to win the Champions League back to back. And the French League are no Champions Leagues me and son. And they on Chelsea more the same Champions League titles. We can talk about top clubs that gain respect. Yeah. Now Katafone Betinase. I was telling Michael on Saturday, say we real game we are apart from team ni bonus no mo beje no. Me sure say Katafone spark private jets so omu hia no. E me ne peso hia no. Because the project they wanted to do in football, eduru mrebini na abamu bo ya ba. Inti no mu decide say, komo beton o mistake or Paris Saint-Germain mu no ma beton Manchester United. Wontumi. But mu no ke on Manchester United door na ama no. And then Omu decided no, they will need to continue. So he says that the biggest signing and the biggest thing I wire for Paris Saint-Germain is appointing Luis Enrique. So because same way they found one. And as a president or J microphone, stadium play, they trust him, they believe in him. Now, this is what we call a successful project. And at the back, from project me say every project has a touch of failure. Transfer team say if you see a way or success story be no failure touch you will make mistakes. Nobody in this life everything I catch them say na brabo is only mistake that. But the big thing you can do is your ability to learn and make the right decision at the right time. Success story na bro. And that is Luis Enrique, Nasser El Khelaïfi, and what? More be able for Arsenal for no. Level na no modru no.
Like
a man for once a little bit of Arsenal fans at D3 Nanka Atetawi and say this is Mikel Arteta's first UEFA Champions League final as a coach.
Yeah, no,
this is it. And look at Arsenal born 120 minutes, you know. Arsenal born 120 minutes, you know. They've won the Premier League. They've played the Champions League final. It is enough. I'm not saying it is enough. Some pre next season, but I think for this season, this is what they can do, and this is what they have achieved. Yeah, the technical ability of the game. How Anyoma City done me at a point in time. Me when you say Mikel Arteta is naive. Udim dietia. Tama omuyi Vitinha Frimo. Eyi Fabian Ruiz Frimo no. Paris Saint-Germain lost their technical ability in the midfield to only one person. Panaka with team name Jean Neves. Yeah, what the match? On a control media, also a yellow card. So, when Mikel Arteta quickly was a Wakofa Martinelli, anybody Madrid Kabem. So, in the absence of Paris Saint-Germain's main technical players in the middle of the park, on only the wingers in Eba, and coming me to me say, and can the midfield no valodika Krebia, Yaw, commit mania a proper dominance with Eze operating from the left, Odegaard still in the game. Commitment control a lot of things, but it is a learning point and a learning curve for Arsenal. Nothing missing. Yeah, I think this is a final. This is the resource I need to be no. But Arsenal did their best.
Whoa, Mate, Mezame da say news say oh there.
Yeah, we have a call. Okay.
Nana Kusi, opinion Nana Kusi, Nana Kusi were just so on me. Miama so no. Wanya or Geneva. Ntiende nana mamencha na no pemso on face show ni agro kra obomu nyina mabaso si ni say bibia yekudie
ya dem wo
so dia yetunka wo finance mo
right yeah just as Messiah awie no Champions League no abana we for this season's edition na how anyama no koye no bibia bo Mikel Arteta abaso for the stage of the ya na why wadiri ya kakra era we say happens to be another era. We learn a lot from this competition each and every time. There hasn't been a single stranglehold of a system or dominated the Champions League. So Champions League final era tactical evolution. Every time Biano who analyze the last four of clubs of the Champions League. Yana say a certain ideology, certain identity, and so I've gone over time and find out say every time there are a bit of changes be a progression from the last one we left. So before 2008 era no BC 2008 two different systems and now dominating the Champions League.
Okay.
The 4-4-2 traditional system, 2 central, 2 top, and a 2 out wide. The only team dominating at that time, especially with this system, now happens to be Manchester United, and of course the 4-3-3 also dominating. So United 99, Liverpool 2005, Milan 2007. You remember deeply all these teams in a normal ball with a typical two-man forward line, 2 strikers, and an LED line. Ubenya occasionally a free back, Ubenya 5 in the middle. But Porto and Jose 2004. Around that time in Yanaya, Ubenya 2 striker system or a 3-man attacker, a yellow striker with 2 wingers, 4-3-3, 4-4-2, and then dominating before 2008 era. From 2018 Banwana Yana and Yama SSR 2008 to 2015. You remember in a possession, it took over. Every time team na okra ball. Obia Jiri to say on a lead this pack this era no or the possession and a defining the system. Barca 2009, 2011, 2015 under 2 different coaches, Enrique Pep Guardiola, possession time. They kept the ball, maneuvered their way through systems where they kept short passing sequences. Verticality na ayajuma our system buying a 4-2-3-1 convertible 4-3-3 2013 no kaya. I don't know the ball, Borussia Dortmund. It was also a possession-based system. Real Madrid counter-attack in 4-2-3-1 2014. And I'm the call G3. Let's come on. So that 5-year duration, and you must sign. A lot really changed within this time. But among 4 questions, and Mikel Arteta, or defended the door. Mikel Arteta or defended Omium. I'll come to that. And you're Biana winning Champions League, not your beam. Besides, you're beam with a certain purpose.
Okay.
And yes, I said, we the consumers, you pay boy, you pass a beam. You boy fail. You pass a beam. Boy, who defend so FPA. Who defend ya, or so FPA. But because we have the taste for expansive football, attacking football, until Yadrinia you say no more papa. From 2015 to 2020, counter pressing started to say it take over the possession. And if we talk about counter pressing, we are talking about someone like Rafa Benitez, Jurgen Klopp, and all baby Liverpool. And a year Juma Real Madrid 3 in a row and the Zidane in a possession, a counter. 3 in a Zidane never kept the ball. 1-4. So that 5 years in a counter pressing now ever be Juma, and they also won, including even Pochettino. Tottenham Hotspur side now, they could do final, no? And we have been talking about mixed structural systems. From 2020, everybody know we change out to me about the budget. Where's the sun and so to me about the budget? Where's the sun and so to me about the budget? Now I am driving you at a point where maybe 2 questions. Let me say here for Metro Masano Mama me answer. Yeah, you answer so you struggle. 1, we are in an era in a certain 90 minutes. This is the short map of one team, PSG and then Louis Enrique.
Short.
Yeah.
Say, you can over short.
Baby omujina a ball short.
Okay.
Baby omujina ball short ni. But the only have here baby a PSG jina shooty.
Shooty ball
Yeah.
or Arsenal.
So.
Okay.
So right from outside the box and inside the box, no more dominate. Also baby who we are. Meaning it's a zone, how offensive zone, how PSG no shooting. But this lacks a bit of quality. Shooting now, it lacks a bit of quality because Makupe and a go.
Penalty no.
Penalty no. We are talking about PSG before we draw not your hood or the eye buying, creating chances after chances. Then there's a certain opponent who reduces those chances. Yeah, watch this from Arsenal, and then just suppose between the 2 teams, compare Arsenal DNA.
Okay.
Now I don't understand something here. Me to be very honest. Obi short map and who you know. Obi the nie. Obi the na say ya bonnet modern very very paltry. But the reality is say game end day 1-1 ana. I can't say it doesn't know why Arsenal couldn't keep the ball at certain stages of the game. They defended with 11 men. Oh, and then a football bedroom. They defended with 11 men. Okay, so Paris Saint-Germain bar. Is that concept? Because look, Osha Green was running a PSG attacking momentum. All the time, sir, PSG a generative attack and they call Arsenal. So it starts from the first minute of the game. Yeah, always a green, oh boy you want and a cost, oh boy you want.
Arsenal.
So whenever PSG ever lift intensity, once an Arsenal echo and look at that from Arsenal. It will compare. Meaning say Arsenal and generate a lot of attacks, momentary attacks of game.
Next, everyone say, almost share 6 minutes go anywhere. No, I'm say, attack no call Blix could see. A mobile be have a saying now the other second opportunity now. Me van say Paris Saint-Germain for defend on lines no. And Sunday say baby we game no. E mo baby biem.
Eno ana hu. Etwetwem. Omo asande na blue etwetwem. But they are so green bebre no. The quality of chances no let us say. Is it a fact say omo generate attack no, but that attack no be so reducing the quality. Look, I keep saying say Iran and the US omo at war say CIA. CIA kasa omo gusu gidi omoko. But they say they kind of say aerial defense system. Yo ha ya boso nchese dan. But e kono de soro no ya sili. Enye sili si aboso. Ya mount to another missile interceptors e ha. It what to de na intercepted patwati ase.
Okay.
Now what to 10 ya intercepted 10 nyina. What is the efficacy of the auto? Enye 0. So PSG bebrebe na no body nyina no yawo. 12 shots were off target. Watch it here. 12 shots were off target. PSG Diana attacking momentum now who say agility no. Those 12 shots na me de chiro ni no. Sorry, those shots 21 na me de chiro no. 12 of them were off target. But the point in say this is the same attacker Okonoko share buying no. Every time they had a move it was a chance. That chance will be reducing the quality. Oh, blame the panel reducing the quality. No, why can't we also credit the other coach? Say, or finding a system to reduce your strength. Or mezala autonomy teso, also about 2,000 into the. Let's also talk about how I find a way to reduce your quality. Then the man for which I say, oh, so he is from a coach, I know yet an attacking coach, or now you're dying was a son. Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, look at analyze the era we say in the Liverpool ball attacking game, Barca ball attacking game, Bayern ball attacking game, Paris Saint-Germain ball attacking game, Real Madrid ball attacking game. I've given you 5. Yeah, mumu dia here na Arsenal see so Arsenal no quality for quality. Quality across the entirety of the field. Arsenal defense, Arsenal midfield, Arsenal attack. All the teams are catching. You know why Liverpool are sacking Arne Slot? Because they believe they have the materials. And look at PSG. So if somebody is saying, maybe Arsenal could see a Jumano, a attacking ideology of you, I don't know buy out. No, your way you need an answer say, or be attacking football. He has to survive. We also. At some point, people say, "Ball cry boring." Yeah, one can be. Pep attacking game, no one can say boring that.
I say I one-sided.
I one-sided.
My mom is still Arsenal for the food say Arsenal fan back or see Oma Moshe.
Aha. Into your boss, no say. I know me whoa. The game took through. We took the game through 120 minutes. 120 minutes. Also, PSG board here, I want to understand. The PSG side, the creative chances against Bayern. No. Let us try to find a way to understand.
Chelsea front and back A2.
Why? I don't know. Is it difficult to analyze how Arsenal set up one now? Yeah, Arsenal mo BBL, but game near 1-1.
Almost on Moka say be a Tetano say even after getting dial go. Like I didn't want to for security say be or pay the second goal and sana. So we set back our set back.
Second goal, no koya second goal, no. Can't have it in the touch me. Carver's Bona, McQueen is blocking. It was the second goal. It was the second goal. Last time I gave him more. Look, I am not speaking to statistics again. Me share game na me share field na so. If you think PSG were in the game, I am asking, say. Ousmane Dembele mo penalty na hu no. Our game, the Ballon d'Or holder you want to see, the game changer you want to see. Bukayo Saka and Ousmane Dembele, game. The 2-star boys for the side. Kvara and Sifom. But watch this lineup here. There are 2 advantages. Now, Paris Saint-Germain ne Louis Enrique Yao. But one advantage is also a big and also Arsenal. One advantage na Arsenal say Arsenal need a standard or a certified 11, starting 11. It is how a coach running about Beshia. How to analyze in the previous games, it is very difficult. Because only a certified patterns of play, especially in the final 10. Now, if I say certified patterns of player, the person can say Bukayo Saka had a Olbian so a fit and ready babo. But Trossard had Obidi Martinelli Besha for pace and directness. But in close pockets, Obi super Trossard and finishing. But talk about Martin Odegaard for possession, somebody is going for this guy. But for box engagement and box area attack, this guy comes here. So, and if you want to go for movement and fluidity, somebody will choose Kai Havertz. But if you want to go for, stationary center for somebody who stays and fights for the center backs, obviously for jokers, a play advantage the man Mikel Arteta because wouldn't assume ye. No, must see a disadvantage the man. Because it cannot improve on the consistency now. Unlike Kvara, Due, and then Dembele, you can always improve on something. So 2 coaches in the no more my dear. But the key question here is say this is the biggest game of the season. I don't know Lewis Kelly Nebaha. Zubimendi, why a key member for Arsenal side? Why has he been missing during the crucial moments of the game?
Satita repeats same against Atletico Emirates.
Before Atletico, no back on 1-1, no. Zubimendi the boy. I think I have the lineup. 1-1 back on. Oh, good face. Zubimendi. Met me a Cassani marketing kitchen in Ano, and ya say or final. And more so, Sana final be a quacoye. situation we say referee bench penalty, referee bench penalty. Okay, we.
Arsenal let you go Emirates.
Referee bench penalty. We. Referee bench. Simeone ne Gabriel Diano. Arsenal have been going on a marginal tackles in the box in the Champions League this season. Way more. Where so Bakosa on the Griezmann there, if you remember that scene.
Yeah.
They've been doing that.
Can't get foul man on.
That's right. Yeah. But what really beats my senses is Daniel situation we say. And until we catch Champions League, and my favor on a this Daniel situation could have also been another penalty for Barca. On any day, someday, it could have been a penalty, but referee. But we said I make up Moscara and referee beginning. Penalty situation is how Yani analyze a money ya pano. Okay, Ronaldo necessarily penalty no. Urebe fida.
Ghana phobia senior penalty be say penalty.
Penalty why original war. Urebe fida.
Moscara they say it was clear. It was a penalty. But media man. Now, watch as a referee be in any.
Yes.
On some check VAR.
We have been watching this game. We have
been say Bukayo Saka so handball so was a clear penalty. And reference and Kwanko check VAR.
Hey, me no kasai ebo game no kasai.
No.
Oh, then I told somebody say referee no. What's the referee from Osuko break say
break. The catch okay to say. In fact, me say Harvard go no.
Okay.
So after Harvard go na me drew fina. Me be so okay to say balance no chem na so. Me nya highlight na hwe na me catch okay to say referee no be balance side in the second half. Opa on van say be nso nka. Nobody can catch Arsenal fan me so that was even last season. Na me san repeated this season say oh boy against Paris Saint-Germain. Opening na say ECA boss. So say Arsenal will be bia. Also mo yeti o mo sape pom mo nsa ho se de be wiase nyina bon se yesisi mi o ba san koye no bi na koye the close margins in the air enkoma
you were so perfect sana game na kwakoye yawo na em say chief sa o chief be de o pe bibia kokotoko na nya na bro ese de wo kan so in terms of collective quality obi an say PhD was soro in terms of experience managerially on the group ni nyina wo soro sene Arsenal for me chantro. I mean, Enrique was saying Ateta Bebre and squad no Nigeria last year. Most I was saying Arsenal squad no. A body say no. Order look Hakimi or the say ball. Carhaveta.
Yeah,
that ball should have been a yellow card.
Yeah, we been so full some Mosquera and so send deserve another second yellow red card. So just you be so about him and can't show YouTube. Oh, where I say, where Donko Simon or say. There was a red card against Arsenal for the penalty incident. But I'm also full say be opening.
Yeah, but we were free banner. You're right.
It was a clear penalty.
It was clear. It was clear.
No referee would decline that.
Clear. Yeah, Mami really now me jail man ko na full house. Say they na what kind of Champions League team of the week, you know. And I'm a share, and I think one of the days UEFA is so right on their selection, Champions League team of the week, you know. Now, there's I don't know which area argument with me, but watch it. David had the nod. I will go post him. David Raya. You have Llorente from Atletico Madrid. Right backs, you know, this season, so effective. He's done a massive work. Marquinhos, Gabriel. Is it unfair? Is it unfair to Saliba?
No. Marquinhos.
How about Pacho?
Pacho Kranso is deserving her.
Okay.
Pacho. Because also bought the whole 17 games without considering a yellow card.
Solid.
Pacho from the start of the Champions League,
said the Marquinhos also
right. That's right.
Yeah.
And Pacho is deceiving me. Left-footed centre back, aggressive. The left guys are always very calm and timid.
There's no yellow card in 17 games.
No, it's so serious.
Wow.
And Medford no Unya Vitiane Rice and it's so deserving. You have Kavaradona, massive player. Olise and then financial Ken Dembele. Yo, squad and the M say arguments.
Mate.
In the area so far.
Whoa.
But Dembele Diano, Asteris go Juana. Asteris or Usman presence, no, according to Akumia.
Gawana commercial.
One thing is also Mbappe. Europe.
So
Mbappe here Europe. But Diaz, Alaba Luis Diaz for Bayern.
No, Luis Diaz make Vicha
Karaskina and Epre.
So Mbappe, I will shout out to her.
But Dembele have won the Champions League.
Paris for no noise about the village. But your issues be so popular. So when your team a player of the year of the season, Kovara. No, but if they go to the World Cup and World Cup will favor Kovara. So Ballon d'Or no campaign no besa ba.
Ballon d'Or the answer France baby be strong, not necessarily so mo win market on the whole. O mesa de Amad Dembele no. Bray. Yeah, remember to us. Whoa, Medase new Steve Bray.
Yeah, Medase, a very interesting weekend. A lot to talk about. And Wontumi PSG, I said it 3 months ago, say they are on a mission to conquer Europe. Now the only thing about to me at the real side, the event that they lose their manager. But so by losing manager now, they will go on to do things. But era a coach being team be starting so dominating. It leaves coaches into rethink of a tactics structure into a one-off thing. But there has been a repetition. So this season, coaches ever called pre-season in Yinana. I'm focus about PSG. Coach pre-season or the aim of winning the Champions League, focus of discussion will be Paris Saint-Germain.
Okay.
So the workload on Paris Saint-Germain next season a bit difficult for them. Next season they will not win the Champions League. They will not win the Champions League because Ejumano ever does so. But the actual game no more. Na new Ebisa if PSG are the side omunya a lot of shots. Why is it that the game traveled beyond the 90 minutes? And two teams will be utilize it ne attack and I say ne potential to the brim. Arsenal is an ultra defensive side. That is why Omushe go no almost call back. Now watch Arsenal throughout this season. Any club any the chance to shoot at them, no, you have to do it from afar, not in the box. To even get goals, fewer moments now because will be back into their box to score. A lot of the times shots are echo Arsenal from far because they will put bodies on the line. Everybody will be behind the ball. That is what Arsenal are throughout the season. But one thing that PSG now all lacking in all the aspect of the game, omunya more possession, more shots. They were lacking certain quality. They had quality be and also they harming Arsenal. But that quality, you need space. And San Oma be activated. Until it was a game, Dembele, Masha, he played by far the poorest game. Who Dembele able. It was a game Desiree Doué didn't affect the game so much. Sana or Skilly at the end here. Why? Because they tried on space. Arsenal will not give you space. So the only moment when they play the combo. It is a Ubenya video now. Ubo say, "Well, Skillia, I've forgotten the midfielder. I'm about combo. I know we need
penalty in the
buy. That is why. But in such games, you need players like Dimitri Payet. Are very tight spaces. They are able to dribble. But no one is our quality anymore. So Vitinha no spread passes and vertical passes no they call. They were just circulating the passes among themselves. Of course, and yet threat to Arsenal. Inti Senka Arsenal enya a player at right back or stay disciplined throughout the 90th, Arsenal would have won the trophy. Because in PSG's team, there's no Manuel Lanzini, there's no Dimitri Payet type of a player in their team. Even in tight spaces, you still move the ball to you. I'm going to drive on a lot of space. Those kind of players, PSG, NEB, Ewo, Omo team. But you see, look at him. That is Manuel Lanzini. Even in very tight spaces, he will dribble past you. He was an exceptional footballer. This gentleman, I am say one ball for the elite of elite. I was expecting to see this guy at Madrid, at Liverpool's, at the Manchester United. He played him and then Manuel Lanzini. Yeah. So, Arsenal team now, they are wired throughout the season, and no one or yeah. Only that it got to a moment that we munya space or mobile. But say, you're caught into penalty shootouts. It means you need to prepare for it. and the PSG here and the chair say omu goalkeeper and the omu need trust in goalkeeper and say penalty will be save you, but they have to get their penalties on target. And omu here mate a lot about the penalty. Ni say yes san and say echo say referee no, he's the best. I'm a witness in so many matches. I'm sure. Hey, one mistake be our game. Yes.
PSG Arsenal.
Because of the action of Premier League in week out, we felt that ref is against Arsenal. He wasn't against Arsenal. You see, football ran yesterday. I was yesterday. Oje corner kick ma Arsenal. And we too much. And or so upon first half.
Yeah. And you say now be months as I don't know one man.
Okay, the only
effective corner.
The only football remuno. The only incident say a moya ref intimate a penalty.
Okay.
Any other incident, say you throw in, goal kick, whatever, ref what the right to close the game. But they are not asking for it. They were delaying the game. We tomorrow we now we have Abeji, now we have to away. So he had the right to call off the game at that point. In the Nyesa Otia Arsenal. That is the law of the game, the rules. No, Sunday state. Say penalty, and no, I just will be more. He cannot call off the game. So what did I say? But the two managers that went toe to toe, and never at any point, and Nanami rated Arsenal to get to where they got to. But to have done that, I'm beating. A very difficult 15 years, 20 years from now. Yes. So, say Arsenal went a season unbeaten the Champions League, yet they didn't win the competition because it was 1-1 at 90 minutes. Extra time, one show, and no more penalty shootout. So they didn't lose a game, but went to the Champions League. Yeah, Mikel Arteta a year and say, "Onim said, the strength, na attacking potential, no, in this ruby." He is a manager. He look more like Obia engine attack in any bebre. Into placing emphasis and a premium on how to defend, because going into a game now a better chair eze.
Wontumi
at the bench, and then Jokeres at the bench. Now up experience Afro with Kai Havertz. Baroshe game no more party. A player who could have also added to the goals from range. Ushemu in the Arsenal rank a better chair eze. But he decided against that. So near Mikel Arteta, I'm not a fan of the football, but I have to applaud him. Why are they? To use that strategy from game 1 all the way to the final.
Also, body defense, yeah, besan kase no obi no mo consider do no mo defense nye.
Yeah, we need the luxury to even open up. No, Nicholas was yes, sir, to please who? He's a manager under fire for 7 years, and so I know Abeji League. I know going to the UEFA Champions League. We're saying the lack of draw because our PSG teams are more boy or more out to the final now. They were bigger teams, more challenging ties than the Arsenal in but on negotiating very, very well. So, my idea. But I think that for what PSG did throughout the season, the determination. That's why I can say, make sure say football no. Say team be successful. First thing you need to check, who is the president? Into me care about Berlusconi, we care about Florentino Perez, we can time now Barcelona here, and then Manchester United. You check who is the president. There can never be a success story of a football club without Obi a football no one head the whole project. Sana Chelsea yeah. Into a more rising Abedrusron. You refer to Roman Abramovich. So Papa Nesuye Jumani and what the football business and now they will be chasing for another Ballon d'Or trophy, which a few Emma Senka Vaskili I know a better national team. He stands a better chance of winning. But for Dembele, I'll rule him out because it's a World Cup season. And he's not a star boy of the French national team. Omo Okoye a supporting cast in the French national side. He will be a supporting cast. Except Dembele Beckett over the line. He will not be the main man or national team. they will try and support Kylian Mbappe. So for the Ballon d'Or discussion, even though Omo winning the UEFA Champions League, in my books, he will not be a candidate or a favorite to win the Ballon d'Or.
Whoa, me that's 64. Me ba Mike ehona. Prince Black essay. I said it. The referee was my man of the match. He made no mistake, not even a single one. Hey. I really love this man, Steven Richard Nkrumah. And so, Arsenal did well, irrespective of the outcome of the game. Where Kingsford, sorry, and a day in the message, and so at the buyer. Okay. Whoa, Mike said, baby, I find it.
I don't fancy baby, I come. There is this video, my name is Shadrach Mubenyamaya. After say Gabriel has said, run to me. When moments like this happen, team are winning and the players, they rally together and almost race it towards baby almost fans to celebrate. Team are lose, you see them dejected, and then they will be displaying several gestures on the field of play. Obi obe sinitrasi, obi obe koto, obi obe da flat. There is namneswa nioma be say, which in this case Gabriel, he will mostly be left alone or isolated. Na odiao bone mobo. There is this video I saw of Marquinhos walking to Gabriel, embracing him. Then in sa fam no kaseguna sum. There's only in Brazil but they play for different teams. Bakubo or Paris Saint-Germain, Bakubo or Arsenal. Maybe team nedin kunim. I should have been joining my teammates to rally together, race towards baby fans who wanted to celebrate. No, but again, yes, success about football. But we are humans first. And where Gabriel is, Marquinhos has been there before. He has lost the Champions League final. Exactly. So the pain it carries and what it means. So yes, instead of celebrating, yes, he will celebrate later. But the foremost thing to do then was to act as a human being. Kamibi Gunasum, shedding crying. Oh, I was here before, but eventually I won. Run to me. And I have seen instances where penalty shootouts have actually had a taint on footballers or more legacy. Na bibia be frame I saw white shirt. Now digobe. Now go kakra so moye den. I say no. Roberto Baggio 1994. It remains today at the Kasem. Asamoah in 2010. Asamoah 2012. We still speak about this to date. Mebwa. Jan Nangasa said it is one of the moments that have tormented him in his life. One of the moments it has tormented him in his life. We jai boy ni boy view. Besi no dasu hi yi huano. So such moments, penalty shootouts, agony, missing the crucial kick, and they are very important. They are very, very important. It would one careful about the do 3 more, and where football in Kwande, you will likely get to this stage again. Uko draw bionwa na sanswe did you. So it was understandable for Marquinhos to relate and then share in. Obia ne kwan of fast to pay homage in situations like this. Okay, 2022 World Cup final. No. Omo ball penalty ni we ya omo win ni no. What did Messi do? Messi here then. Players ni now went towards a certain direction, and also his interest was who? Emi Martinez. In moments like this, you reflect on a single action that has been very pivotal. Here, the most pivotal part is losing is part of winning. In consoling Gabriel, Marquinhos is communicating not just to Gabriel, but to everyone who has suffered losses one way or the other. Achia Nembuye, send na uswa osna to me, and that was the best message to deliver on such a night. It is one single act that touched my heart. So Marquinhos ended the game, but he was my MVP. Well, we game no, but this single action was the most important one that anyone can do. Players say penalty, may say chances. Some lose their lives, but he chose to be human and approach his brother, talk to him. But penalties, Nankasa, is penalty or not? Is it by luck? Do we prepare for it like science? Okay.
Young coaches almost say penalty na lottery. Said the canon na a science or practicing quadia or be perfect.
Okay, so there's the record. Enrique's PSG have not lost a penalty shootout since he took charge. PSG and Enrique among penalty shootout in Luzuda. Immediately the extra time ended. Oma me picture no. Onya video na nka bepe. There was an action from the PSG goalkeeper, Safonov. Referee bar bench we extra time now. He was running to the touch line. Okoyeden. Okonumu nsu ano okoyeden. Okoya no kwatena ase. Na kwabrane so twen laptop digital nanim. No tretre no.
So PSG prepare for penalties. Extra potential penalty shootout.
Mm-hmm. No, sir, you prepare for final. Bibi to me see.
Yeah.
Enti yen ya bibi antum.
No, from there who can have videos no buy any pictures
comprehensive preparations. Yeah, about 90 minutes you win a fine. Extra time you win a fine. But you win a there's another plan and a comprehensive preparatory plan for the game.
That's now so did same one ni game.
Kepa ne kwatwen we de ne buy. Kepa ne gina Ryan Chain. Enti hwe Ryan sheet no. Neshe Safonov Dieno. Which one looks more detailed and looks like we are prepared more than the other?
Okay, PSG.
Or the laptop where the sheet in the atro kakre bi de guso. Maybe you are prepared with them, but the actions of the keepers are very important. Kepa went to Raya and then walked him towards Arsenal dugout. Safonov rushed to PSG technical dugout for these instructions. And it's because okay, experience do matter a lot. Unfortunately, Arsenal have never been here before. Arsenal is your typical set piece team. Corner kicks. Game no munya corner say. Omo nyambro 3. At a point in time, now PSG said 11 corners, Arsenal 2. Mebwa. Good. Again, Arsenal is a set piece team. And they're definitely omo the day bebo. They will use more of penalties near there because some practice it.
So 11 against 3 corners.
3.
Yeah.
At a point it's another 11-2. So the point here is PSG comprehensively prepared for it. That is penalty taken as a science. Monsieur, how to score and how to stop are very important. Then there's a psychological part, and that is where I think Arsenal but again, the lack of experience affected the Arsenal players. Oh, say Ateta free Arsenal players in the no Mumu, they formed the huddle.
Yeah.
No Mumu and no show Mumu crying before the penalty shootout. Okay, there was a video like that. Again, he played the part, but Katra on this wow a different.
Okay.
You say they make what you say. Kachi. Okwa the be training you be ma theory say now the moment I bet na card in for the first time I be so ignition no e just na utia so a oyem timi show
say as we driving school na onya onkwa na na ba amafo car to na ehuna ba
truck drivers no truck drivers be choba I say Eddie was sabe kuko stia
Mike was one back I said about 2016 Mimi drew on a traffic ne saw red na midnight na se manim ne ko kakara me change se me ba machi me change reverse na me back kakara na me tia brake se me fan share drive ti me hono so green no me bra
na we know
say the problem say the no over chi no o ebutwe but this time can me tomato
so enti oma me picture of Eze and Gabriel Magalhaes omo kobo omo penalties no if you see someone who is anxious you see check your name Eze ni this was when he was walking to it Osha crowd ni mu exactly at all so PSG in the last season FIFA Intercontinental Cup final against Flamengo all the penalties they winning
And I catch us and Enrique, they've gone through 6 penalty shootouts. The experience of winning. So even if we miss, we are still confident see a bit my BB. Again, he found your ball, baby, a penalties, no penalty, he found your boy. It was right in front of the PSG fans.
Say, I'm gonna win it also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the psychological burden of Arsenal players, no one, making that walk from the halfway line to the penalty area, picking up the ball and facing PSG fans, a boo. Arsenal did not have such an experience, and the little details winning and defining what eventually leads to one winning and one not winning. So the experience of PSG, the preparation that they had, and maybe Lady Luck smiled on them, and then they play advantage. So I don't see Arsenal as disappointing losers.
No.
I said this on Sport here now. Passe, whatever Arteta did was a solid game plan. A solid game plan. So Arteta yemi coach plan on the call final him. I'll be so proud. He typically nullified PSG's attacking threat. Game no. Kwaraskelia eden onim twetwe pa me boa. Dembele eden onim twetwe pa. Oko check statistics na. Players omo twetwe pa wo game nim. Nuno Mendes ni William Saliba. Yeah. Saliba 2/2. Nuno Mendes 3/4. Kwaraskelia and Triano, the only time they were able to outwit an opponent was what led to the penalty. So imagine one instance contributed to a penalty. And Tinkonya several instances a koye man waden and kebesi. So I think Arteta's plan was solid, but then again the in-game decisions and the coaching was a bit questionable. It was a bit questionable. Changes be in terms of personnel and even approach. As at the time of PSG, 2 key attackers ni free muno. Dembele out injury, Kvaratskhelia out injury. PSG lost a certain attacking authority. Enti me team na me no boss onko form ho edin na so mu pre mu frame. It empowers me to also at least vary me de ne kakra. Na me so me a bit of more offensive. But me hunu ne sa again when Vitinha was out of the game, it would affect how PSG can be controlling of the game's tempo. But Mehus Arsenal have taken advantage. Instead, PSG's way construct of do a banf or draw a banfin kakra. You could see Beraldo, Warren Zaire-Emery, João Neves. They were still controlling last spells of the match in terms of possession. Tibian Cannon also Arteta system, but then again, experience. Baby, I always drew no. I first. Baby, I know what Juno wafahoda. So I think this Arsenal team will grow. They will become better, and in fact, progress. 2021, Arsenal more Champions League. 2022 or no, Bobby. 2023 no buy. Then in the quarter final, buy and go. Many months be an ES. So
Oma by the quarter,
semi-final,
final.
And progressive.
Okay.
What they need to do is to learn from the experiences of this game. Improve their team because our team pay and they will be good to go. Can PSG go on and dominate? Enough room for improvement. So it was one of the best Champions League finals. I'm ready ho. But then again, I think I enjoyed myself. Whoa. Couple no chatter trotron. Okay.
Whoa. Couple brain afi. Yeah. So I've been trying to okay to try. So Makajo say Pakiki integrated physical sports therapy and fitness center. I wanna OKT koye na in massage. I also wanna Sanjoro ko a one physio no. Masse ti Isaac Ametepe. I wanna Pakiki what them say player what pra. And one say Achilles and I say hamstring. Say Bibia, open massage, sports injuries, any physical therapy, joint pains, any back pains, sciatica and stroke. I didn't pakiki one over corner or my say Fiadium so more boy because make us okay to grab them Mimi and
yes. Of course.
Pakiki one so high tension. Why are you now quite?
Oh, the Amaso
yeah. Cry. Yes, 0555 2038 88 na chese one pakiki enkasa sports injuries there hona obekọ na omayo kamana squad na ba na
coach na fambai
ma uso bi ku posti say and one who be the sabe guni tie so pe na make us squad there but nke bebe issue
ebe hard especially mo
say dem so go to
person be film go give us there be
na ba ku bi there
be film
26-man squad for Biana since so na welcome 28
and I go give us near say 5 in the go give the two be film
as the 3 be about 4 baba ko dey in case of emergency
na later
and the squad no be so bet me free one more be am
likely say we wait me for abonten we wait me for because in bia o training na o ba be na nso nani nti bi obetima we say bia you new Ukraine film because no be so try show kakra
o me match ni nyanza no na emi squad na
there be
asa na
you know first June tene na ese FIFA nsa kan na we no to officially na ye dey konti Ghana for so be we dey ko ansa na ya boy match na wie nti wudi ni na ko boki mi gra na say omo mu di ni mu game say we ya omo mu mre fi fast na so wudi ni kra ball ni nkwa so obobi go fancy the strength of the team na wudi ni mu nko bi abe high adwan dey you film ti ebe train coach na okay and no crepa na the woman say a Black Stars team no ma hit gym mo bo adwuma na mo hwe search na game no betimi abaso nti ebe ra Black Stars camp na ya hwe say the training session no ezitie say the mo ebo na azumi esikra de say eno na golf day no mo bo golf kakra na ade na say okay we dem wi an ma be so
me ma anya sa story no ha masa ana na mo yesa
I'm
so we can story come out can my story club so ye who your story no one
as me kai na as enkan wo but
abesi the banse na besim story bi abehu bi ana ye sa na ye no wo be konkwa na obi na action akwa editing kwabo story ko unwe o de story ko na newtim Black Stars
yo ko I mean ko ye for Black Stars to so na ye ni ko na ye hwesere de obesity team no ara wo hwe mu dwumadi a wo mu edi no na ni nyina mu ene dwumadi a wo mu edi na ese wo mu prepare for China any was game no enwumre ana no baso na Anton Semenyo ese okositi a no modemo no ekon kan goals na eba oba Black Stars a eya na edi eno ana honorable sports minister Rakofi Adams dia tudwa ese Semenyo approve say obetimi ahye goal na responsibility of coach no ese obeboa Semenyo na afi goals na ba oba Black Stars inti honorable sports minister.
Who do I bring in and how do I rearrange my players in such a way that the one who is so skilled at scoring will be fed with balls to be able to score, because Semenyo has proven himself that he can score with anything. He can.
Nkoma if you honorable sports minister and come be na is appearance view no say na honorable dey kono so e be gina $100,000 na said ye na etietete no was players no ne nkofo bi kasa o and you say dollar no ni cedi no nka e yamfa bi no say da bi o ka cedi no e wo soro anka mega se yente so da bi say ya na ye gina $100,000 and ye dey kwa appearance enti no.
2006, I think they were given, was it 50 or 80,000 dollars for appearance. It has then it went up to 120 at a point, and it came back to 100. It has been pegged at that 100 for quite some time.
So this year,
appearance, yeah, it's the same thing.
This year is $100,000.
We haven't changed. We haven't changed it. Some say, because the CD has become stronger, we should increase and we said no, we're not going to do so. If the CD had become weaker, would you have said that, okay, as a result of that, you should reduce the dollar so it gives you the same CD amount? You won't say so. So if the CD has become strong, we commend government for making
sure. Say, is here said in your ABC Aquaro Pare catcher as a president, and so the two just say Nipadona. Yes, sir, near the co work up on the video and Kwasao supporters groups no can crab in your befa because nipa bi a obeso ko World Cup ne ye bo ho ka ye ko Boston ye ko Canada ye ko Philadelphia ni nyina no okay ka bo ma be $11,000 aban ni ntimi enye se scan nti Ghanaian community in UK and afi US of more diaspora no ye be more match tickets na match deal ye organize uma ba aba support me say itie say the be abedafo ebitime room na afi so bi be say oye Black Stars e won koma president in sema what they are to do supporters Ghana for any abrasi e be ko US o nemu sika no so mu do yenti presidents.
Yes. The Black Stars, it will be difficult to take our supporters from other domain. We are restricted because of the nature of this particular World Cup. It's being held in 3 countries, and we're playing our first match in Canada, and then moving to Boston, from Boston to Philadelphia, and the cost of transporting, feeding, accommodating each supporter is, beyond our means. We say we are being fiscally disciplined. We cannot, spend our money in that manner. The cost approximates for each person to be fed, accommodated, transported, and all that, to watch the games, tickets, and all that, is estimated at almost $11,000. And so, how many can we take? So, we're concentrating mainly on the supporters' unions. They have a tradition of following the team to different places. They've been here to the UK, they've been to Germany.
And community say them say abeso kobia na wa ya ontem na wa usika bia wa na say 11,000 no ebitimi anya na afio de konema aban pa de
o ka fo de anya ka keto
de kawum pa
so wan kasa wo sentweni kwa say bia mete na me say
o kobia
be say me kobia
and yeah
ukoba de
obe haramsa
e ba make obi new thing say so no
new de obeti new de say new de enye news cram and 11,000
at the same scale o dem kwada be de o hontu no
Razi Memfi na yenko Razak Simpson na yenwi ho nation so many champions of MTN FA Cup relegation the name around here friend say Razak Simpson say omon deserve sena nkomoko relegation na modemo mo ball league yeah coach Mayanga and
Toroma qualify confederation
na omusa ne so na do omeko Africa na so omunya abotre kakra no ni management internase na omuni nkomo nhwe say be yi so no be leader eno e dey for but yenti Razak Simpson Razak ekasai yenti no na entoaso.
For the Premier League, I'm really disappointed, but whatever God has ordained, that is what is bound to happen. You just have to give God the glory and everything for a successful or unsuccessful, like let me say 50-50. I'm really disappointed in the Premier League because I think and I was saying relegation, but all the same, whatever happens, you just have to give glory to God. Since we went to
Razak Simpson area to the Razak, you know, you be just it's not me akumia Aspilicueta. Oze the lab we no go trabai no. So me tina ka as 90 minji ade no so one go trama. Because as 90 minji
I want no David I said try.
Oze no one go trama. But the lab the any do dimly na
why now come here so remove
okay Oze asna the any one go trama. Oze asna the one
me sanya nka
oh mati so dey me say mati
tell akono kotwa
ba akono munam go table o
ade couple card there
so boys radio
ade couple card
zoom in obi see fifre bi e ti no
now okay sa picture dey okay
na first no nya 7 boy yi mu ara
ade couple card there
what will guys in
oh said a person contest
NG Champions League
no but say the lap mo Arsenal
no na me kan me say onzo eni pa bonini akwawe ukiki say
From Poman from the Yamona Basso.
Big congrats.
Because
big congrats.
Say why now or team no relegation you kind.
Nah, yeah,
one year
back to back.
Coach from Poman from your boy Basso. But for nations, almost stadium near the Memphis say ABI or just a season on Bedu Division 1. No, because I did BI the league unis county me mobi. Players are Katria, wo bar, transportation near day full and mobile doctor and so in Ebi. So from Pon I had a pass because of big psychologically. Your relegation better than prepare boys they are against dreams.
Tough moment. Tough moment for the whole squad. Mentally how to get them back to fighting spirit was under job for Coach Frimpong Manson, but to get the title, hands on the title, last year or when a Premier League, and I feel in Saka FA Cup. And time just as some do a year or across folk or a single season, and time to say winning league title the following year, but the big trouble comes up after winning the title. It's say no nations back Africa now won't with or without Coach from Pomanso. It's still a big trap because what FA Cup or represent or the Confederations Cup. Meaning say one you would have to augment squad. Squad you in Ghana for how your Casa City because Ghana Premier League in Wontumi and survival na Africa na obet me abo. We no men come boys na ba mo. Men come coach aba men come club na ba. But said ye Casa City no sa na ye be ka no. Oh, say a place be corner of Africa no mind me am I can wa say ball we am ball he kwa beda wo ma ye kan say suban we na modern di beda ye do ko outside a obetimi akwa ye nka. So I am saying say yaw say nations eco free player bi na okasa me do kwa Africa player no responsible ye say ye kwa Africa no ne ba o be division 1 and now be division 1 and the nations argument or those players not just to say ampa you say kwa Africa Yenemo Africa. Nations be taking risk and say, or tia or far about 5 players like a squad we hold Africa. No bar. I better convince you to back Division 1.
You be 6 months contract to be.
Sanos win I feel no by market into be a behadjuni. I just want to leave it now.
But Massa Branca say a fit for Africa and I just be a quino.
Oh,
a queen in a beha and a queen of a fit for like stadium Nankasa.
There be only for light. Standard for light.
What car for
by road? No,
they don't have it.
What the road route change? I would want to understand civil.
Even Baba Yara was not.
Even Baba Yara.
Some media man for so me Africa.
Media Baba so
and I house room say I did be also ye be and been now can flag light.
Almost come about flag light and news nations in standard flag light of which Baba Yara so Africa crown a question of flag light.
I say no there.
So if CAF has questioned Baba Yara flag light status and then a strength by be a Kokodrua, not just a nations a brankese flag light and of course we don't remember last time I bought and a flag light or a brankese. It would have to be a major addition to the place and so but more so a quino leading to the venue so another thing to talk about a ma a brankese no hosting Africa
no one of our tourist sites
lake yeah. Black Sapphire football no come and be
complaining
be the dredger say be beja baby yeah. So it's a tough time and a good moment at the nations at the same time. Oh, code Division 1 Dr. Kwame I mean show the sort of investment away Japan when your trophy and or the code Division 1 and Kamakasa football has been so unfair to him. Makasa football has been very unfair to Feyenoord, has been unfair to Accra Lions, has been very unfair to Wafa. Omo boy fe obia so pe boy fe yet omo boy fe so na ukọ relegation and just anymore what for so well bomber who say no what for bomb or take has folk or hadwene or hakotoko how bia yet ukọ relegation it's your boy friend be survive one yet you and no boy for this in China they have huge investment so ga ko pepe so ga kope
as a wafa so kwasa ne enti say omo the players can
omo tia on page February mrofi omo bibia standard yet omo relegation they say football has been unfair adam because so ga kope no yeah infrastructure you will love the place but be a boys in a camp no say nya kra bone na wo ya untimi nsoro da they have a very nice place
What for relegation? Final similarly, I'm relegation. Accra Lions. Later Matthias sana no shares. So on the other nations in Yama more power blankets and what room dressing order. You will love it. Dressing room the Kakra can take Cape Stadium. A dressing room coach now sorry I'm a baby I'm one casa or how can Montinibia. At a standard calf dressing room Nubia. Baba ya had a dressing room seven fast I had two. The coach cried how to make a training channel. Cape Stadium no dressing room no so sana blankets said anything. Amo de kwa division 1 investment ni nyina ekokwa ekobani say no na task na sa be den how to even survive yourself in division 1 no yeah eti na bia ye kan ahokyere ene de bofo koye ahokyere de kotoku Royals koye ahokyere de RT ne Tamale City koye omo nyina ntimi ntua aka ahokyere de 11 wonders ko ahokyere de Legon ko 6 months omo ntimi ntua salaries but can we say ahokyere de nations e kwa na it's your boy no one who because of no
Nations scoring also now just 2 seasons ago. Now come contenders. And uncle to me the Premier League. Okay, last season you didn't come on make baby say then it means this season will make me a force to contend with. Only 4 yeah baby season I will say.
Only a community no. So all person win a title no. Yeah na bopini finally no wajibi. Sa o ko relegation so I don't ko nena ma no ho I don't ko on West Ham I don't ko no last na atwe awuram sa na identity but nations under no circumstance and abahu nations come middle table they've always been fighting for the title. Nations bar top level football, you know, top tier football. Adia way you know all fighting for title or all fighting for survivor. Oh you know middle table one more nations. They've had players that contribute to quota to national teams from youth levels to blasters. Imagine not getting a hand to the title. It's maybe said that coming to who title and a relationship some money pa or who FA Cup now. And I'm sure when I'm second title because some of you division 1 there back. Some of you Dubai, but that was not a major title. But major title they win almost it's left to be seen how they fix up themselves, preparation for Africa, and of course. Division 1 no. The me rehon mo be
Mate, meza bre na Steve Odi be.
Yes, yeah, I think say and then me kasa be it na me dey abo Nations FC Abaso for what they have achieved. I think in all of the circumstances and turbulence. I'm waiting me abo more than just something at least I'm waiting make say be a project here the free Division 1 the bar league mo no. You one trophy you beat him there can some African so you beat my day akobi as to show that is dependent on them but I think for what they've achieved and then now who's a result season issue this might be the last season for Azaf season so being the captain of the side now your trophy what me did and for friend Paul Manso no so man receiving so ya kono waje league waje FA Cup and I think for Dr. Kwame Chi he must be a happy man per the project why wo at least it's me who's the Africa that is dependent on what CAF will do. If it happens, yes. If it doesn't happen, say Baba Akrana, they know they've done their part in making sure. Say at least this is a club or let me enjoy a little bit of the CAF Confederations Cup, which is a good sign for them. For Dreams FC, I think this is a sad moment. They wanted to do it for the second time. The first one Wontumi Koya could do the semi-finals of the competition. They wanted it again. And right before the game, I spoke to somebody on the team and now when Nipan said, "Nah, boys, name me I do way bar because they see up by time now. They want to do the same, and you could see it from their reactions and everything. Penalty in the by, we could penalty shootout. The FA Cup continues to give us a touch of something. Make me say league name to me shut down from my many times. The surprises, the energy, and a lot of things.
To me,
is in that. But yeah. Quickly on the Black Stars, Nasty Vombra. Yame Aduma by 3 to 4 p.m. You be squad the Cobo the World Cup.
It's a no more World Cup now.
Oh, Senate dear, on year 28. So be a pra. I will be very pleased. So we will stand by. Everything. Yeah, train. It will be confirmed today. Me pese be di yanim ekan. Who even knows be a goalkeepers in the crown or my idea and your buso or more corner. If you are no movie as one day. The World Cup and this squad near Born in Neno will give us a fair idea going into tomorrow's friendly match against Wales. What to expect? What not to expect? The likes yet to take you maybe from camp say be a jikwe pra say so we are
was it me anymore
so you're trying the about to so I'm really waiting for Carlos Queiroz.
And I say Kranos anka me heart din komo na me ye yima.
Okay.
Oh say obe checking we am say mo BBA kakra no ntina am so yes anka obe join
it. And then also mo ye media presser because the game is tomorrow. Yeah,
tina am say the time very tight. Yes, so hopefully ebi anyame almo chna say
yes, and I think that will even be the best time because Obama a proper explanation why certain decisions were taken. It said the obesity
Run to me,
Steve Bray.
Yeah, the number coach from Paul Manso, Abaso. I miss the adversities our family. He has done well, back to back. The two major competitions that were Ghana, your football calendar, and Waji, and Waji with teams Omonya with regular teams you bet on to win. So whatever be the case, I think he deserves all the credit for the season. And the CEO nations, I think it's their own self-destruction and my cause for the relegation because nations their side they lose a lot of quality before the season started. Players be a normal yadi if we modern mono anchor as compared to previous seasons are young. But so be advising nations to participate in Africa. I would say a big no. They shouldn't dare. Winning the FA Cup alone a bigger achievement. They've done a lot.
I didn't see no Africa.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't attempt Africa because competition I was zone now I was Division 1 at dinner papa.
Okay.
At din.
And you already say I'm combining Africa and Zone 1.
Yeah. And I'm thinking say some key players be a woman team will not be convinced as to the next project of nations to stay. Sir Zach Simpson, the wabo for close to 3 years in it. Say deal people who want to move out. What tasty blasters, what tasty what it feels to be top there. Emmanuel Ano, if there should be any proper interest at Sika Techra, the guy will not be convinced to play in the Division 1. He would want to move on. How do you convince players to say Uncle Bo Division 1 because of Africa? What is the guarantee? How far are you going in the African campaign? Sikasem de men cohort because Makasa Sikani and Tunofo, but maybe discuss sporting wise. Sending your matter. It wouldn't look well. Even Babayara was not accepted. They will be forced to play in Accra.
Okay, that
would be the reality. They will be playing Accra. So in
this case, it's a Dreams Castle on Nations Castle on Kwana is the finalist in Nebekwana.
I think, sir, according to Omo, that is how it's supposed to be. First, I stand to be corrected. Either the second place team will league in them, you do second will league in them, and now say the finalists in Nabia or Befako. But I wouldn't advise the nation say the FA Cup alone enough. Such a concrete that we did there. We are enough. Enough. They shouldn't dare Africa.
Man of the match.
Say it's up so call Africa. They should not. They shouldn't. Any concept about mutrim. Because nation and your club I was supporters. No I can say we could try flight akwa uba anye she kra no. Ube me to flight tickets no war attendance. And see. Omuska. But doctor business is all no. So I say umi was can't me yes young gani na gu. E kwa was a biba. They shouldn't. Oh my idea. The offer some them are players in the Biomo Famomo. But so we Division 1. As I qualify be nations who qualify struggles or mukomu against Sky FC. Nenyasam Ketwa. So they should put all effort into an immediate return to the league. Rather than so Meka say, Omo take you on an African adventure. It looks nice. Story, no, I come a team or Division 1 and about Africa. On the continent of Africa, a beautiful story. Yeah. But it doesn't serve any purpose.
So, players na ye boom within say office banner say be office near entice na ombekono. What of say be nations be Africa no na it be at these players be catch the eyes of other clubs from African and so tons was can be.
Yeah. Player be anywhere or more him the my fam. And Africa no cry guarantee say nations grab it to attract the first header. There's no guarantee. Obeti ma go home because we know a free. I want sound about the next phase of the qualifiers. And yes, I'm a town, but say it as it is. Can you create it down for no done trophy no my doctor my idea pa team ne buy and check. Not many clubs and the whole Ghana League imua ombeti ma boss you of an FA Cup trophy. Especially the circumstance nations come say wako relegation, the emotional trauma mu na masande akọ buckle up a dusty bibia san akọ final I take the game to penalties a win that one enough achievement. A man Crawford ndada omo ombetu yenko ni nyina obi ebepe bibia atafre misraw. If you also more attempted to among Africa, they will suffer in the Division 1. They will suffer big time in the Division 1. Unless you say, oh, my dreams okay, they will go and suffer. Now, club will be qualified or matters our team, no. I rename, you know. Okay. But so almost about Africa. Now, the whole league in the club Africa, no call break. Or more fans who say, be a baby, any go stars, no, or call dance park, I ain't shake crano. It be a match, baby. No, could I bear 40,000. Many sure say nations. Our bomb match be any 40,000 gate proceeds. They won't have that. So that would be my best sporting advice to them. Say we know you enough achievement. They shouldn't dare the African adventure. It looks good. Whoa. Story never effect. But won't here.
Mate. Oh, yenya na fe yemra na medim ko edi ebi na ahwe manim tse de obi bi wo ho no wo de kakra wontu ya yemra meto so na ye ne Lawson eba enso enim komo na